Hey everyone, April here, also known as T-Bones, with another video. This one is Mecha Dragon and Sorcerer Part 1 with commentary as always. What I really wanted to talk about with this piece is, as an artist, coming to the conclusion that, let's just be honest here, sometimes things don't work out, and that's what happened with this one, quite honestly. I didn't really have a idea of where I was going with this or where I wanted to take it. I had gotten a lovely donation on my coffee from Bubble Turtles on Tumblr. Thank you again for that. Who told me that they just wanted a Bell Knight themed sorcerer and a mecha dragon kind of familiar. And I honestly thought this was a really great idea. So I had a lot of fun. Um, though frustrating, still fun. I kind of started out with a basic concept. I know I wanted to do a really cool sun crown, and that was about it. So, since there wasn't much planning for this character, usually I'll do like some silhouettes and some concept sketches first, but I kind of just jumped straight into this. I hit a big problem, and it's the fact that as I was painting this, I felt like something was wrong. And you'll kind of get this where it just doesn't feel right, and you keep trying to push through it because you think in your head, okay, this is just one of those phases where it's in the ugly phase, where everything looks kind of like ugh, and you want to give up, but you shouldn't give up. That's what I thought this was. It took me a very long time to realize that the problem here is these two characters don't really seem to be interacting. They're kind of like cut and paste together, and so it comes off as stiff and unnatural and like they're not really supposed to be in the same picture. And it took me a while to figure that out. I can admit that much. That's why this piece is taking so long. I really should have done some silhouettes beforehand. And honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I got pretty far on the dragon head that I really enjoy and a couple aspects of this character design that I really enjoy, I probably would have scrapped the whole thing and started over again. But I've already invested at least 6 hours into this piece and I don't want to give up, especially because, Bubble Turtles is probably waiting for this. So I had to just admit to myself it wasn't right, and I ended up like painting over 90% of this picture and redoing it. That being said, this is part one, so it's not done yet, but I felt it was important to get this out to one, show you guys that I'm working on stuff in between being a mom, and two, to talk about, understanding that as an artist, you encounter a lot of different problems. One of my problems when I was younger was not pushing myself enough for details. I always would say I was done, when in truth, I could take a picture further. I like to think I've gotten pretty good about that. Making sure I put as much detail, time, and effort into a piece as possible. So that was the first hurdle as an artist I got over. Second hurdle of an artist that I think was I was horrible at planning things. I was horrible at getting sketches and color comps down. I just jumped straight into a painting, so it never was actually the best it could be. And unfortunately, it seems I have gone back into this bad habit where I go straight into the finished product instead of working it out. And I know that working it out works better. I did it with this piece. I do regret that, but at the same time, I learned a lot here. Armor, believe it or not, has always been really hard for me. It's not something I'm good at, and so naturally, I made a whole entire character concept surrounded by little people in armor, which is awesome. I think you should do things that make you uncomfortable. I think you should come up with things and do things that you're not always sure of, like human faces. Those are a big one. Hands, feet, armor, buildings, things that are very precise. Just do it. It's scary, it's nerve wracking, but you have to keep pushing yourself. You'll even see when I'm doing paintings on these Bell Knights, I struggle really hard to create the armor, and I'll often look at references and get some ideas down and a feeling of what I want. But I think the best key here of advice is to start one by one. It's like an artist I watch on YouTube. She does amazing work and it's extremely detailed. I mean, amazingly detailed. And I'm blanking on the name. I want to say it's, oh, what is her name? Irville or something like that. I'll link it in the description. She does amazing detailed work, but she even states that the way she starts is one at a time. She doesn't do it all at once. You add a book here, you add a chair here, a little gadget here. It's not like you just go straight into this cluttered space. You slowly start adding things bit by bit. And that's what I've been kind of trying to do with armor, is I slowly add things bit by bit. I start with the main body work, and I'll add like some bracelets here, a shoulder pad, capes, uh, helmet, spikes, chains. I'll do that a lot. And it really helps if you don't think about it as a suit of armor, but rather these pieces that you slowly add together that happen to click. Um, I guess besides talking about the fact that, I messed up and I had to start over for 90% of it, you're going to see at the end how I kind of erase the body and do something else and go with a different direction. I have to say, I'm really proud of this Mecha Dragon. It is a blue-tongued skink, though in this one he has a golden tongue. And the idea behind it was Bubble Turtles is from Australia, and so I wanted to theme this Bell Knight kind of Australia. So blue-tongued skink, as you can see, I'm using reference right there. And I try to incorporate sun imagery into the design, like the crown. And you can see some of the buckles holding things together have little sun epitaphs or whatever you call them. Oh, because, Australia, sun. And I didn't think spider would quite fit, even though most people think spiders when you think Australia. So I really never considered a sorcerer Bell Knight and a mecha familiar, mainly because Bell Knights have a tendency of being warrior classes. I'm not saying that's all they can be, but that's typically what they are. That's their specialty. There is a class that specializes in magic that I'm going to be creating soon. I already have the concept sheet started for those, and I'm going to be posting them up soon, so you guys can understand. It's kind of like in D&D where you have a barbarian, a rogue, paladin. Bell Knights are the warrior class, and these guys that I'm coming up with soon for you guys are the mage class. So it was a little interesting. I did like the concept of it, and when it comes to the Mecha Dragon, the idea is the gold lighting is the soul itself. Because as I said, in this world, everything is powered by souls. Everything living is powered by souls. I mean, it could probably be just a pure mechanical construct, but if it's a familiar, anything that can work with the Bell Knight, connect with like a pet. So I enjoyed the idea of this Mecha Dragon originally being alive, an actual living, breathing lizard that this Bell Knight had come upon and took care of and raised. And like things do, it passed away. And instead of it just being gone, this Bell Knight created a mecha body for it and inserted its soul into the body. Now, it's not easy inserting souls into inorganic material, and so he does have organic material running through the body. Uh, there's water, plant life I'm going to be adding later on to show just how the soul connects to the natural material and helps move the quote unquote unnatural material, even though metal is not considered unnatural per se. The thing about the Bell Knight universe is it's still very work in progress. I never expected this to get as popular as it did. I haven't put much thought into it. So you're probably gonna listen to this like 5 years down the line. I'm gonna have a completely different concept of how souls work and how inorganic material works. And you're gonna come back and you're like, actually, you said back in 2019 that this is how it works. So you're kind of contradicting yourself. And I'll be like, yeah, I don't stay consistent with things at all. Here you can see me actually working out stick figures. This is what I should have done in the first place. I really should have done this. So regretting not doing this sooner, but I'm really enjoying how it's coming out. I really don't know what to say in these videos. I do appreciate the guys who watch these videos. It means a lot to me. Remember, if you ever want to hear me talk about specific things, or even if you want to see me draw specific things, tell me. I would love to hear it. I mean, drawing's more of a hobby right now as I take care of my daughter. So the little time I do get to draw, I do enjoy it quite a bit, especially when it comes to talking with you guys. Remember, if you have any questions, you can always contact me on Tumblr, Twitter, all the other LinkedIn wonderful pieces I have. I'm also on Coffee. If you want to help support me with doing this artwork, I greatly appreciate it. Um, my husband works. I stay home. I'm a housewife. Yay. And the extra income from your guys' donations really help out for us. I mean, childcare is really expensive, so we can't afford it. But not to sit there and just jabber on about my housewife life. That being said, I do appreciate all of you guys who have shown interest in my work, who have supported me through all of this, and for those who commissioned me to draw my own stuff. That's amazing. I've never had that happen, and I'm flattered. Thank you, Bubble Turtles, again for doing that for me, and I hope to see you guys in the second part of this video series. Hopefully, it'll be with us finishing this up. Please. All right, see you guys later.